This dog can do 11,640 damage per second, which basically means you die. That's what it means. So, enemies in Elden Ring share animation data for efficiency. Instead of having to have unique attack animations for every slight variation of a horse, many of them use the same animations. This is the same thing that happens in all of the Souls games as well. You have these very, very similar enemies, and they'll do the same things. Perfectly reasonable, and a lot of games do this as well. It's a fairly reasonable tactic to make when you're not having unique animations for every single thing. So when either size of dog attacks, the game checks to see which one it is and allows it to deal an appropriate amount of damage to you. It does this so that once you've been hit, you can't be hit again from the same attack. Or you're supposed to be able to. So instead of locking in its decision on which dog attacks you, Elden Ring picks one, then erases the data. Did that sentence not make sense? I just have that just blank out for a second. Elden Ring picks one, then erases the data of that choice instead. No, that makes sense. I just can't read. Basically, it overwrites whatever variable is being used to store that value rather than checking if a value has been set. As a result, it makes this decision over and over again for every frame you're within the hitbox of the dog's attack, meaning you get hit for absurd amounts of damage in an instant. And that's not including the bleed status, which shaves off a fat percentage of your health after every successive attack. It's truly brutal. From Software games have run into a similarly strange issue before. In Dark Souls 2, weapon durability was tied to frame rate, because Dark Souls 2 was a really well-made game. So running your game at 60 FPS caused your games to break twice as fast as those at 30 FPS. But, big brain strat, play at 15 FPS, it breaks twice as slow. So, at the time, it felt like the developer had it out for PC players specifically. But given that Elden Ring is capped at 60 FPS on all platforms, we are truly blessed. Or we are all blessed. Where am I adding words from? We get to experience the worst dogs of 2022. Haha, funny, get it? Can we please go back to simpler times when dogs and cats were good? What is this linking to? The pets of PC Gamer. Oh, it's just the pets owned by the PC Gamer staff. Age 8 or 9, probably. That's how I feel about every pet I've ever owned. I've got no idea how old any of them are. These are all cute. These are all very cute pets. Oh, it's a snake. This lad owns a snake. Oh, there's its dinner. Anyway, Elden Ring. This is what happens when you build a game on a... How old is Demon Souls? The original Demon Souls, not the new one. Demon Souls. On a... No, I don't want the fucking new one. I want the original Demon Souls. Go away. On a 13-year-old codebase. This is what happens when you build a game on a 13-year-old codebase, and then take the game from being a fairly, closed corridor game into being an open world game like Elden Ring. This is what happens when you build Demon Souls 5. That's what Elden Ring is. It's Demon Souls 5. We can joke about how, every single year FIFA players will rebuy the exact same game, but we all know that playing From Software games is the exact same thing. Sure, they're all really good games, but at the end of the day, they're all basically the same game, with the exception of Dark Souls 2, which had some fucky mechanics. They get better every time for the most part. Dark Souls 2, exception, but for the most part, mechanics get better. Mechanics, at least. I'll give it that. Dark Souls 2 just had weird things like terrible boss design and terrible world design. Like the boss, the rat boss that I can't remember the name of. I never remember the name of it. It's a terrible boss. It has a bunch of little rats in the arena around it. All of these rats can toxic you. And at this point in the game, you don't have any poison heal items, so you just die. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. Dark Souls 2 also had a boss where at launch, it could hit you through a fog wall. Not when, you're like backed up from the fog wall, but when you're crossing the fog wall. So you would die.